I did.
So I know you mentioned earlier that Diana Ross was your favorite singer, but what's your favorite song? Because the other second part of the question is always, well, they're about to put on a movie, but we're going to play your favorite song before the movie starts. So what becomes your all-time favorite song?
Ay, ay, ay. Oh boy, the pressure.
I thought everyone had a favorite song.
Huh?
I thought everyone had a
You
favorite
know what?
song.
I do, but you know what happens is it's not something you sit and think about like all the time. You just go, "Oh, I love that song," or "I love that," or whatever,
Yeah.
whatever. But I would, I would have to say, um, probably "Casanova Brown" by Tina Marie
Wow.
was by far one of my favorite songs because when I was little, it was also a challenging song for me to sing, and I would sing it and sing it and sing it until I could sing it
Wow.
like her. And that's why people like her and Diana Ross and even, Whitney Houston, I think kind of helped shape who I am as a vocalist
Hmm.
because there's elements, or just even as a performer, because there's elements of them that, just they carried themselves with so much grace, and um they were just beautiful women. And I'm not just physically beautiful,
Yeah.
but just inside, like their spirit and when they performed, or just their personalities. And I always wanted to be, as a little girl just growing up. And my mom was very much like that. My mom
Hmm.
was very had this old school, very kind of, I don't know, Hollywood vibe to her too. Like her hair always had to be perfect. My mom never really wore makeup,
Hmm.
but she always looked like she had makeup on. She had really pretty skin tone, and um, she was super petite, and um, always just, I remember she used to wear gloves.
Wow.
Yeah, she had this whole vibe like when she was, younger, and when she had had my brother, my oldest brother, like she always had this vibe, just wear pin curls, and she had a whole vibe. And then after four kids, you're just like, I ain't got time to do all that. But seeing her like that, and then seeing those type of women, I just like, I just want to, I have so much respect for them. And so just all that, they were like, they were just like the epitome of what beauty and power and being a real woman was like to me. And so, yeah, Casanova Brown, um, Billie Holiday's Good Morning Heartache are still songs that I will play more in the summertime. Like if I'm sitting outside sunbathing, having a cocktail, you'll hear Tina Marie very loud in this house, diner, or you're going to hear Billie Holiday, and people are like, "What old man lives in that?" It's like it's just me walking around in a sarong and a bathing suit with a cocktail, thinking I've transported to the 1940s. I don't know.
You tell me about Tina Marie because one would think that as a white woman singing R&B, that there would be a sense of, hey, well, why is she taking our singing our music? But then but when I talk to a lot of female artists who admire Tina Marie, they see the fantasticity of what she did and don't even think and remember that she's white. They just know that she was just an amazing soul singer. Is that, did you just bypass the fact that she was white and just saw the talent?
Absolutely, because that's just not something that was a focal point, and just even growing up in my family. And I think
Mm.
it's because of us being a mixed race family. I don't know, it was just color was not something we focused on or really talked about. And so if I heard music or saw someone, actor or singer, the last thing I thought about was the color of their skin.
Mm.
And I didn't feel like when you would listen to her, I didn't feel like she was trying to be someone that she wasn't. It felt very authentic. And I think by the time I met her,
Oh, you
um,
met her. Wow.
I finally met her in, oh, this was before I was 20, maybe I was around 20. And she was doing a concert in London. And I remember being in London, and she invited me to her concert. And she was the nicest human in the world.
Wow.
She um, had all these wonderful things to say to me, about me. And I'm just sitting there going, girl, you understand, you are one of the reasons why I do what I do. Like, I literally wore your records out. And yeah, she was like calling me her little sister, and
Wow.
in awe of her. But yeah, when you meet her, then you do realize that that's just who she is. This is, there's nothing, her it's not manufactured. That's
Wow.
Teena Marie is Teena Marie is, you know. And I felt like that when I met, you know, Diana Ross too for the
Oh, you
first time,
met
which I
her.
almost, I met her and almost passed out, but I don't even think I really said anything, and I will regret that for the rest of my life. But I do hope that I'll get to see her again. But yeah, I think when I met her and it was in New York at a party for her, and I don't even know, I was just like, I really want to say, I think I looked at her and said, I want to be you, or something so weird. She was probably like, get this girl away, get this child away from me. But yeah, because you're meeting people who mean so much to you and literally help you find your voice. Like, they helped me figure out who I was as a vocalist. And yeah, Whitney Houston too. By the time I met Whitney Houston, I almost passed out on that too. And
Jesus. Did they know who,
yeah,
did they remember you from being, did they know who you were when they,
yes, Whitney I met for the first time was at the Billboard Awards, and she invited me into when she was getting her hair done, so if we could just talk. So I was like sitting there, and she's getting her hair curled, and we're just having a random conversation, and I'm literally like ready to, you know, poop my pants basically because I'm just like, bro, I'm sitting here talking to Whitney Houston, and she's talking to me like this is normal. And I'm like, none of this is normal right now.
Oh goodness, yeah. When Soul Shock was saying that when he met Whitney and she said, "I like the song," he just put his head down like, "Oh my goodness, this is Whitney Houston," and he felt like a kid.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
oh good.
It's wild. It's wild. But yet she, you know, all of them are very, they're normal people. They're
Mm,
just, you know, it's not like they were trying to be someone else. They were just, they were very authentic, being their authentic selves when I met them. And, but I don't think there's anybody else in the world that I would ever react that way to at this point. I mean, unless Marilyn Monroe was still
oh
alive.
yeah, you did mention Marilyn Monroe or Billie Holiday.
Or yeah, Billie Holiday came over. Yeah, but
But had you met Elle before the night at Charlie's party?
you know what's funny? We were trying to figure that out, and then I realized no, I had met Chico a couple,
Oh,
well, yeah, a couple of times because I remember we even did shows together, and I found
oh.
a picture of me and Chico DeVarge together, and I think we're wearing our hair the same way. Very, we look like brother and sister because I think we both had our hair slicked back in ponytails, and I had
Oh.
like some little curly things. He had the same look, and I'm like, look just alike in this picture. This is so weird. So no, that night we were trying to think about it, and I was like, you know, even Elle was like, I don't think we've ever met before. And I'm like, I think we've probably been in the same spaces, but
Yeah.
never like um interacted or anything. So no, but seeing him was, you know, it had, I had felt like I had known him all my life because he's
Yeah.
just personality too, where,
Yeah.
you know, he
And
makes,
then you're singing it. I mean, as fact, the fact that he's, he seems to wear his heart on his sleeves when he sings in any situation. So just watching you guys all or sing in that magic moment and stuff. Yes.
I never participated in that category.
And somewhere in between
us for even loving us, on which I didn't miss you really.
But what was it like growing up?
she's still making an impact on 4 houses down.
I have a couple of pieces
Trying to get this one and that one.
that works for you, but just for me,
No, okay.
They don't understand what Jodeci's voice meant in all spirits.
Play it.
And all these guys, they all work together.
I mean, I love all different